Arsenal lead by 2-1, and it was easy for them, it seemed. Yet again, we saw this tactic from Arsenal in possession of Saka, the wide player, just popped
to stay, whether to go. But we've seen him in a documentary, that's what they want him to do. But it's perfect because he holds wide to start with, and then he runs in. And when he played up against a winger like Saka as a fullback, sometimes you're in two-man work to get tight, but he's too late. He takes too late to get there. Then he slips. You'll see it on that, and then it is facing you up. But you've got to talk about the run of Martinelli. You know, he's been all over on the left-hand side, in the middle. It's been a sensational half of football. One of the best games I've seen this season by far.
Great instinctive finish from Martinelli. Then he assists for Arsenal's second as well. Jamie called it a mess on commentary. Roy, what did you make of this?
He's been very polite. Really poor to finish. Jacket. Strip all over the top. Trent too square. Liverpool not at it. No intensity. Jesus just standing in the middle of the box. Van Dijk's ball watching. No, again, Arsenal. Look, there's no pressure on the ball. Players aren't even dropping off. Far too easy for Arsenal. And Martin, I bet you can't believe his luck. Gets his head up, in swinger, and then Roberts' effort to get back into as a full-back. You got to do better than that. Liverpool's defending. Do you know what they're defending on? It's like a pub team, an absolute pub. They're all over the place, and they are a mess.
But they're back in the game because there was a tangle between Trent Alexander-Arnold and Xhaka. Suddenly the crowd is up, and suddenly Liverpool have a lifeline just before half-time, Micah.
Yeah, but we talk tactically. If you look at Trent's position, he's in the middle of the pitch there. And Arsenal have been doing that as well. If you look at Zinchenko's position when the ball is, he's actually in a centre-back position when normally that would be Gabriel. Gabriel's had a brilliant game, but it's just, this time he just gets out of position. Obviously, he's been man-marking Salah, and then it's just that little slight touch from Henderson that takes it away from him. They just can't react quick enough. But from a Liverpool point of view, it's brilliant. Keane just holds it up, and then it's the overlapping run from Jota, and then can you find your man? Like I said, get a little bit of luck, but yeah, they deserve that. It was all started from that Xhaka sort of argument with Trent, both got yellow carded. The crowd lifted, and the game was just brilliant from that moment on.
It was looking so comfortable, wasn't it, for Arsenal? But no longer. Only one goal between the sides now. And right at the whistle, as the players headed off to the dressing room, we saw Andy Robertson unhappy. We'll tell you why in just a moment. Real drama here at Anfield at the break.
Having battled their way back into the match, they're now in danger of spoiling their best part of the game. Paul Tierney has some calming down to do.
Official Konstantin Hatzidakis clashing here with Andy Robertson, who's claiming he's been elbowed in the throat. Have you ever seen anything like it, Roy?
No, not.
The Premier League to the title race, anything you want to say. The most watchable. Mo Salah's missed a penalty. He has scored a goal. Arsenal were 2-0 up. But an old nemesis came back to Firmino with the equaliser. It could have been any score at the end of it all. Ramsdale made two remarkable saves in it. And no wonder a bit of puff of the cheeks from Jurgen Klopp. It's Arsenal's first Anfield.
Leaders Arsenal have faced in a game this season. You see that expected goals figure as high as 3.96. Liverpool's highest of the season, the third highest in any game this season. Arsenal's of 1.41 at Anfield was impressive enough. But they just couldn't find a winner. There was still time. Darwin Núñez threw on goal. Ramsdale stood strong. Salah tipped wide by Ramsdale. And in the final seconds, surely this would be the winner for Liverpool. But again, Ramsdale stood strong. He's helped Arsenal to what could be a vital point, and he's giving his reaction to Jeff Shreves.
You're under massive pressure at the end there. Does that feel like a point saved or 2 points dropped?
Bit of both. We managed to dig in at the end, but you know, we had some good chances, and we come to Anfield and played really well, but had to survive as well. So I think right now it'll be mixed emotions, but I think over the next few days it'll definitely be a very good point.
Even in the context of the title, does it not feel like 2 points dropped? You led for over an hour.
Yeah, maybe, but I've just walked off the pitch and we've just been under pressure for 30, 32 minutes, 35 minutes, whatever it was, and we've managed to get a point away at Anfield, and they're a top side, crowd get right behind them, so it might be 2 points dropped, but we could have dropped all of them as well at the same time.
It was relentless, the pressure, but you made several magnificent saves, particularly the one from Salah, which got a nick as well on the way through.
Yeah, that's what I'm there to do, and I've enjoyed playing today. You know, there's no better games to be playing in than these, which means so much for both teams. And unfortunately, we couldn't get the 3 points, but at least my saves have helped us out.
How much did you feel as well that your side acquitted themselves mentally? Because you knew about the record before you came here today.
Yeah, I thought we were excellent. I don't think we showed anything about sort of previous games against them. I think the last time we came here in the Carabao Cup, we drew 0-0. So we have had some sort of performances here, but yeah, I think for 50 minutes, 60 minutes, I thought we were very good, and then I thought we defended really well, but got unlocked by 2 goals.
Ultimately, will only time tell what this point means today.
Absolutely. Now we've got to just go back in and work hard every day and build again. But 1 point is a lot better than none, and it's another point on the board, and we'll see where we go from there.
And is it hugely important as well that mentally you see the positivity in the point rather than the 2 points gone?
Absolutely, and that's what the manager will be saying. The manager's hugely positive, and you know, we'll come here, we'll digest it over the next few days, and we'll definitely be showing all the good stuff which we did in the first half to get 2-0 up.
Well, you played your part. You were the player of the match, Aaron. Well played today.
Cheers, Pat.
Absolutely brilliant performance from Aaron Ramsdale. Jamie Carragher's come down from the gantry. I don't think he's come down from the game just yet. But Roy, how would you sum up what we've just seen here?
A mad, brilliant game in terms of we've seen, I suppose, the best and worst of Liverpool. First half really poor, all over the place. I think the lads described it in the commentary. They were a bit of a mess. They were. But then in the second half, they were amazing. They should have won the game. They created the best chances. The fans got right behind them. And only for the Arsenal goalkeeper there making 2 magnificent saves, Liverpool would have won the game. But a really enjoyable game to watch.
It's exhausting to watch.
Honestly, I'm just coming down now. It was literally, it was one of the best games I've ever seen. And I'm not exaggerating. Arsenal were brilliant. Tactically, I thought it was really good. Zinchenko coming into that midfield, and then Martinelli and Saka on the break. Martinelli staying wide, Saka coming off the wide positions. It was fluid. It was just an excellent game of football. And you think Liverpool down and out. We mentioned about what this place can be like, the fans. And as soon as that little bit of disagreement between Trent and Xhaka, it just lifted the whole crowd. And then second half, Liverpool used that, and they were brilliant in that second half.
It's just the energy that we saw again from Liverpool that seemed to come from nowhere.
I just don't know how they produced it. I was watching the first half. They couldn't get near Arsenal. And again, we talk about this. And people may think, oh, you've played for Liverpool, you're being biased towards the club. But these lads have played here. There is something about coming to Anfield where strange things happen at different times. And to think that, as Roy just said, Liverpool should have won the game. I haven't watched that first half an hour. You know, Liverpool were nowhere near it. They were a million miles off it. Defensively all over the place, not causing too many problems themselves at the other end. And then you're attacking the Kop end, the crowd get up. And, yeah, I mean, I can't believe Konaté doesn't put that in at the end. But listen, that is why ourselves and other companies have to pay the big bucks for the Premier League.
You were saying it while we were watching, Roy. It defies logic.
Yeah,
there's something about this place.
I don't like saying it too much. Obviously, I haven't played for United, but there is something bizarre particularly when you're defending and your last 15 or 20 minutes you're hanging in there, and especially when Liverpool were playing to the Kop. It is extremely difficult, let me tell you. Whatever the energy that's in the stadium, obviously the history of the club, it's very, very difficult. That's why I think Arsenal should be delighted with the point. I really do. I know people will say, look at the bigger picture and City are back in control of it. I think it's a great point for Arsenal. I know they were 2-0 up, and you could say they were very, very comfortable, but in the last 15 or 20 minutes where you're hanging in there against Liverpool in front of the Kop, you've got to be grateful for what you get out of the place, and that is a point, and be thankful for it.
Well, it could be a huge point, as you say, and I'm sure Arsenal fans, City fans are going to be studying this in great detail over the coming days, Micah. 6 points, still the difference, and that's the important thing.
It's going to the wire. You know, a lot of people saying if Arsenal don't win today, you know, Man City's going to win it, but there's so many games left. If you look at Arsenal in that first half and what they produced, you know, you don't want to bet against them. They've got a different mentality now. They're seeing out games. If we're talking about Arsenal of old, they might have lost today, but they hung on. You know, Ramsdale today, excellent. Some vital saves. And yeah, the Arsenal City game is going to be massive now.
Could they look back on that in the 7 or 8 weeks we've got left and reflect that was the point that took us to the title? The way they held on at the end there.
They can't. Listen, we don't know what's going to happen to the remaining games, but it could be viewed both ways. That's why Aaron Ramsdale couldn't answer the question from Jeff. He doesn't know. None of us know right now. If Arsenal go on to win the league, we'll say what a vital point. We'll look at maybe Konaté's miss at the end. if they don't and they lose it maybe on goal difference or by a point, they'll think 2-0 up at Anfield. You had Liverpool there, just go on and beat them maybe in that first half and put the game to bed. And I just always felt today's game did feel huge, not just because it was a tough game for Arsenal, but it just felt like one of those games that we will look back on. If Arsenal had won here today, I think most people would have said, great position to go on and win the title. If they'd have lost, City in their hands, big favourites. Now it's almost just in the balance now.
Let's bring you Liverpool reaction. Trent Alexander-Arnold with Jeff Shree.
Trent, it was an absolute thunderous game of football. Talk us through it from a player's point of view.
It's intense. No, very, very good game of football. I think both sides played great football at times. We never started the way we wanted to. Going 2 behind at home is never good. But we showed character, got into the game. Obviously got the late equaliser and had a huge chance at the end to go and win it. But no, take the point. But we knew it could have been 3.
What was missing in that first part of the game?
Probably just a little bit of confidence to play. Lacked the intensity that we wanted to. Not compact enough as a team. So yeah, there was a couple of things, but I think towards the end of the first half we started to play the way we wanted to, and then second half we definitely did. I think we had the better than the whole second half, and limited their chances, and I could have scored a couple of goals. So against a team like that, you get punished for not starting a game quickly enough, and that's what happened today.
How much do you think the catalyst for you getting going was the coming together between you and Granit Xhaka, which seemed to lift the crowd? Is that the case? And I see you smiling there. Is that what then lifted the players?
I think a little bit of fire in a game like that. There's nothing wrong with it. I think that shows the intensity and how both teams want to win. I think he's obviously ran into me, nudged me off the ball, and it's a natural reaction to then obviously go and do it back. And we could have got the crowd going, but then we matched it with the football and the intensity as well. So it worked hand in hand. And like I said, the last 5-10 minutes in the first half, we were all over them, and we came out and done the same second half.
What was it like for you today? Because one of the goals came from down your side, and also you had a big hand in the equaliser. The goals have to come down one of the sides or through the middle. So that's the way football works. You're against a quality player, Martinelli, and their attacking lines, quality all over at a team, full of quality. So they're bound to be threats, and they've got the goal. But yeah, we stayed in the game, and we tried to put as much pressure on that, especially late on in the second half. Missed the pen as well. I even forgot about that. That was a big moment, but like I said, stayed in it, and got it late on, and it's just the fight that we have, really. What does today give you more than the point itself?
They're runaway leaders in the league with not too many games left, so it shows they're one or two of the best teams in the league. Them is City, so the point we want every game we want to go and get 3 points. Disappointed somewhat to not get it today. But there was lessons in there that we can play, and have belief to play against a quality side like Arsenal. So giving them 2 good games, we gave them a hell of a game down at the Emirates, and here again. So we've shown on numerous occasions we can go toe to toe with the best in the league.
Thanks, Trent.
Thank you.
Fantastic assist for Trent Alexander-Arnold today for the equaliser, but it was also arguably involved in the key incident in the game for Liverpool, creating the spark. We talked before the game today, Jamie, about the Arteta spat with Jurgen Klopp last season, which lifted Anfield. Was this the moment at 2-0 down that got Liverpool going?
Yeah, I think it did. I mean, it sounds silly. I'm glad Xhaka did it, but I'm angry with Xhaka. I'm not an Arsenal fan. But if I was an Arsenal fan, what are you doing that? It's absolutely daft. The game's in your hands, you get involved. Even leaving the challenge the arm, why do it? And now coming back head-to-head with Trent, riles the crowd up, and absolutely idiotic from Xhaka to do that. And you know what? He's been fantastic this season in a slightly different role, higher up the pitch, had a huge influence on this team. But that was going back to the old Xhaka, and it was, honestly, who knows whether it leads to the goal? We don't know. But it was just for an experienced player to do something like that in this ground, the position they found themselves in. There was only one way Liverpool could get back into that game, and that was with the help of the terraces. If that's just a football game, Liverpool right now can't compete with Arsenal. But with the energy in the stadium, they can, and they almost lost the game.
Well, they did get their goal 1 minute 27 seconds after that. But did you sense the difference in the atmosphere here after that?
Yeah, I'm surprised Jamie's never gone head-to-head with anybody.
Was a pundit or a footballer?
I don't think it changed the game that much, but it certainly got the crowd going a little bit.
But it needed that, didn't it?
Yeah, of course. Liverpool fans in the team, they reacted. They're an emotional team, and it certainly helped them, absolutely. But Xhaka, these lads aren't going to change their ways. He'll probably do it again next week. But yeah, it changed the energy in the stadium. But obviously Liverpool still had to produce bits of quality, which they did. And that one mistake didn't help Liverpool create 6 or 7 great chances in the second half. That was pure quality from brilliant attack and play. But it gave him a bit of a lift, no doubt about it.
You lauded Xhaka for doing that, didn't you? That's what you would have done back in your
I
days.
just think, you have to show a little bit of fight. Yeah, but obviously there's a time when to poke the bear and to leave the bear sleeping.
That's what Gary kept saying on commentary, didn't he?
Poked at the wrong time.
Poke at the wrong time. Don't wake them up if they're asleep, Micah. That was supposedly the golden rule.
Like we said, Arsenal were brilliant, and after that, you just feel the crowd lift, sort of galvanised the crowd. There was some fans just here that was sat down as soon as it was up on the feet, and the game changed from that moment.
All the analysis to come with us. We have to tell you that from us, as the final round of the Masters comes next on Sky Sports Main Event. But on Sky Sports Premier League, we've got all the analysis of a pulsating 90 minutes to bring you. 4 goals. There could have been so many more. Do stay with us. Sky Sports Premier League next.
And it's true that we have 3 or 4 big breakups that we could have scored as well, 2 or 3. We didn't, so maybe at the end the result is fair.
Do you feel at all, though, that when you were 2-0 up and cruising, the momentum changed when the crowd got up, and that was the result of Granit Xhaka getting involved with Trent Alexander-Arnold? Was that foolish on his part?
It can happen as well, because just they scored a goal as well, and then he gives them some momentum and he gives them some belief. So it's what it is. The lesson is on the first 35-40 minutes, the way the team played, and that we are capable to come to grounds like this and do what we've done. But after, we have to continue to, regardless the crowd, regardless the results, and we're going to go and look for the third and the fourth.
Is that difficult, though? Because when the crowd are up, and particularly at 2-2, all of a sudden you know you're going for the title, but at the same time they are still a threat.
Yeah, and I haven't seen anybody do it in this ground this season. Nobody. They beat every big team here. They play Real Madrid, could have been 4 after 20 minutes. So it's extremely difficult. You need to understand where you are against the team that you are playing. Is not a casualty where they've done in the last 6 years. And they're going to have moments, and we have to deal with those moments. We did. Our goalkeeper played a big part on that, and we don't want to rely on that for sure.
Big part? Is that an understatement?
Sorry?
You say Aaron Ramsdale played a big part. Is that an understatement?
No, that's the reality. But a lot of players play a big part because they score some great goals, and we could have scored another 3 easily.
When you assess what have you come out of this game from today, is it realistic to say it was a really good point given the amount of chances they had in the game and a missed penalty, but in the context of the title, it is 2 points dropped. Can you almost separate the two?
You can't. I think you have to assess the performance throughout the 90 minutes and in the context of you play at Anfield against this team. And we could have taken the 3 points if we should have done that for another 10-15 minutes. I think we didn't, and I think we have to take the point because it's what we got.
What does this do to the title race, as you see it?
Move on, convince them to keep playing like we did the first 35 minutes, and with that we're going to win a lot of games.
How much was that your message to the players in the dressing room just now?
Exactly the same. That the lesson is not on the second half, and the resilience that we don't want to rely on that. We want to rely on what we did in the first half.
Thanks, Micah.
Thank you.
So we're all right, really. Here is Jurgen Klopp with beIN Sports Handicap.
Jurgen, that was an eventful game. Coming from 2 down, is it a good point?
Yeah, from that perspective it is, but in the end the question has to be how can we not win this game? So against a good side, against a side obviously flying, scoring with the first chance, scoring with the second chance if I'm right, and then you're down, but for good reasons. We were not compact enough, line was not high enough, midfield was not high enough, so they could play where they wanted to often, but didn't do it. The moon for him, it was a great city, well played, cheeky one, and then a super cross, and Bobby used his full length and finished the situation off. I think that was the least we deserved today, and we took that, and that's it.
Thank you, Jurgen.
To mention again that the PGMOL are aware of the incident. They did see it, unlike Jurgen Klopp, and there will be an investigation. We expect more, obviously, going forward as to what the outcome ultimately will be. I don't think we're any the wiser then, really, are we? They're both kind of happy with the point and both disappointed that two slipped away.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Jurgen Klopp will be more disappointed than Mikel Arteta.
He's not happy.
You know, because they did do enough. The missing the penalty was big. They score the penalty and they might just go on and win it. They probably will go on and win.
Selhurst Park and 2-2 all square at Anfield. Champions League football this week looks like this. City are at home to Bayern on Tuesday. At the same time, Benfica play Inter. Both live, all live with us on beIN Sports. Wednesday it's Chelsea's turn as they go to Madrid to play Real and Milan. Thank you for your company. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been fun this end. We'll see you next time around. Champions League football Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. Let's not forget.